Good morning and welcome to a special edition of Morning Java here at PNC Park, brought to you by our friends at Get Go Cafe and Market, where you can get not one Grubba, but two breakfast sandwiches for $5.
Right, and also their $3.99 breakfast deal with the hash browns, coffee, and your sandwich. Good deals.
Yeah, it is. The Pirates had a big week, and maybe not necessarily the best finish to it, but now they go out on the road, long trip. 9 games in Denver, San Francisco, and Minneapolis. What's the biggest concern heading out there?
Well, biggest concern is depth and hitting, because today we saw rookie pitcher Flaherty from St. Louis really kept them off balance, and they didn't have any answers for him. They're going to go on the road and need to score some runs against some good offenses, especially in Colorado, where that ball's going to fly.
Yeah, to me, I look at this team, particularly this offense, as being a very good one. I know that's not a cool thing to say after they only put up a run in the finale against St. Louis, but I don't see any depth. And that, to me, here I go again. That comes down to drafting and developing, because that's where you get hitters from. You get your mediocre bench-type hitter that maybe can't play a defensive position to hide him somewhere on your bench. And the guy that stands out for me in that regard has been a disappointment, I think a significant one, has been Jose Osuna.
Yeah.
Especially when it's compared to what we saw from him last year.
Now, and let's hope maybe he could be heating up. Had a pinch hit yesterday, got a single early in the game today. He's starting to see it a little better. That would be a huge solution to the problem we're talking about.
Adam Frazier is... Actually, he just walked past us a little bit ago, and you almost had to back off so you don't get burned. He is so locked in at the plate right now. I don't understand, and I just said this to him a little bit ago, how he ever got into a slump with that compact swing. You don't usually see guys like that struggle.
Yeah, well, first of all, it's appropriate that he's wearing a Steph Curry jersey on their NBA theme.
Here comes the random NBA reference.
That was their theme, traveling in NBA outfits, and for the sharpshooter to be the guy who's really hitting the ball. We saw him Sunday against the Cardinals. He put one almost in the same spot Matt Carpenter hit his home run in that game, into the right field seats.
Right out there.
Yeah,
authoritatively, I might add.
His first major league home run against a lefty. So, that's the kind of progression you're going to want to see.
I look at him as a guy who maybe can be a catalyst. Whoa, here we go. Sunday, keep it rolling. All right, then. The sprinkler system. I was wondering why he was grinning back there holding the camera. He knew we were going to get nailed.
Kind of felt good, but
nice. All right, so that is one way you could cool off Adam Frazier.
Or at least us.
The other thing we might see, as long as we're talking about the offense on this trip, are players coming back either to productivity or to health. I just asked Josh Bell a little bit ago. He thinks that he'll be back out there Tuesday or Wednesday playing in Denver, which is a good place to come back if you're a hitter. Josh Harrison, though, is a guy that needs to get going.
Right, and we saw him in a pinch hit appearance against the Cardinals on Sunday. He's a guy you want to be able to get him out there regularly. Trouble is now you've got to juggle the lineup, how to get people in. Certainly when Bell comes back, that's going to end the experiment for now, at least with Cervelli going to first base a little bit, but maybe not. It's going to be a matter of how they get the best bats in the lineup and just work the positions around that.
That's the thing for me is some of your depth problems can be addressed by getting starters back too. But in particular, if Jay Hay does come around, and that could happen at any given moment with him and his talents, what do you do with Frazier? You're not sitting Adam Frazier right now. I'm sorry.
Right, well, that's going to be a good question. The good thing for them, at least part of the trip, the last stop in Minneapolis, they'll have the designated hitter, so you'll have the advantage
that's
of
2
that.
games, though.
That's quick.
Doesn't solve the other
but
7.
Yeah, in Colorado and in San Francisco, they're going to have to find ways to keep the hot hands in the lineup and find playing time for everybody.
I hear everybody rolling their eyes right now. Look, because they think that he's going to bench these guys, all these guys for Sean Rodriguez. I get that. I get some of the criticism that's levied on the manager, but at the same time, man, does he get it whenever they lose. Let's do that in the next segment. So the Pirates have runners at first and third. Everyone knows where this was going. This is on Sunday, and there's one out, and a pinch hitter. Well, Trevor Williams is due up, so you bring up a pinch hitter. Hurdle sends out Jordan Luplow, who should not be in the major leagues. I mean, he's not even a top 20 prospect, according to most experts in the system. He hasn't produced in AAA other than in spurts. What's your first thought when you see Luplow going out there?
I thought it was an odd choice, especially considering you had guys like Harrison on the bench.
We thought at the time that Freeze was available,
right?
He wasn't.
We found out that he has a forearm issue, but he's traveling with the team, so that shouldn't be a long term. But yeah, it was unusual to see, and especially in a huge momentum moment in the game like that. That's right after the top half of the inning. Carpenter hits a home run. The Cardinals get on the board. That's a chance to respond and could, really swing the game from an emotional standpoint.
Okay, so you would have sent up J-Hay in that situation?
I would have sent up whoever I thought, based on the matchup, was the best person to put the ball in play and get something back to respond to St. Louis.
So J-Hay.
If that's what the matchup dictated.
Okay, this is where we'll disagree. If J-Hay is your known best available bat, and again, we're talking about, look at who we're talking about, the backup catcher who,
you don't want to burn through Diaz.
You don't want to burn through Diaz early. Diaz did end up pinch hitting later. Sean Rodriguez, who everyone would have flipped out if he'd have come up. Osuna was already playing, so who else was even available?
That was it with Freeze on the shelf.
Yeah. So what are we talking about here? Everyone loves to flip out on the manager when they lose, and yet they win, 11 in a row? Did they win 11 in a row? Yeah. 11 in a row, and Clint Hurdle's name never comes up once. This is my problem here. I'm not a big fan of going after symptoms rather than causes. If you have a problem with Jordan Luplow batting in that situation, ask yourself what the frig he's doing in the major leagues.
My only response would be, that's a situation playing the game, sort of like you see the Indians like to play with their bullpen, and Andrew Miller coming in, use the best pitcher at the best available time, whether it's the 6th or the 9th. I would get my best bat up right there.
Okay, so you would use J-Hay, what was that, the 5th inning?
5th inning, chance to score, bottom of the 5th. You would use J-Hay right there
and not have him, even though there was one out, 1st and 3rd, and it wasn't a position where he could have tied the game or taken the lead.
He could have taken the lead if he homers. That's a big situation. You don't know if you're going to have many scoring chances against a starter.
I respect that.
They only managed 3 hits in 6 innings against Flaherty.
Exactly. I respect that. I'll maintain that no matter what, Hurdle is going to get blamed for a loss.